Welcome back, everybody. I'm the Doc Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS and Open. We've got it going on for you. We got a great show. Our next guest is the author of the autobiography, I Am, and she is. And she's here with us today to speak about the importance of writing as a form of therapy for those who have been victims of sexual abuse, and how she's used her own painful past to tell stories through poetry. Please welcome to the show, Amanda de Geneste. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm so happy about what you do and what you are doing. Thank you.
Thank you. And we're glad you're here to share with us your story and your poetry and your book and your life. And in doing so, I'm sure it's therapy for you and the people around you. So how did you get into the whole thing? You had a background that wasn't too cool in the beginning. Tell us about it.
I was sexually abused as a young child. I must have been between the ages of, it started when I was probably about 5 or 6, and it went on for a few years. And I was sexually abused by my half brother, who is no longer with us. And it kept going on. Through my research, I've read that children who suffer child sexual abuse and molestation tend to have further incidents in regard to it if they're not given that support. And as a teenager, I was also a victim. So here I am today telling about the whole story.
So it carried on through from your childhood all the way through your teenage years? Yes,
it did.
So how much older was your half brother?
I would say about, I can't remember his age, but he was in his 20s. He was in his 20s at the time. I don't know the exact age difference, but it happened, and it happened often, where he would be around, we would be around the whole family. I had a really big family, but because he was a brother, no one suspected anything. And it's not a conversation that we had at home about kids being molested.
Yeah. How old were you at the time when it started?
I would say between the ages of 5 and 6.
Wow.
Yes.
And when did you realize that you needed to reach out to someone, or you realized that this was a problem?
Oh, I really didn't realize I needed to reach out or even thought it was a problem. It just became uncomfortable to me. And one night, my older sisters, the older part of the family, went next door to a neighbor and left me in the house with the little baby sleeping. We were both asleep on the bed. And I heard my brother whistling coming up the stairs. And because I knew what he did to me, what he kept doing to me was uncomfortable, I got up and I put the hook on the door so he wouldn't be able to get in. And he came, approached the door, knocked on the door. I didn't answer. He then went and got a knife to try and unhook the door from the crease. And all I remember is falling asleep and all that fear.
Yeah.
And when my other siblings came into the house, they were banging the door because, of course, I was in the room with the newborn baby. And they asked me when I opened the door, they were angry. And they said, well, why did you lock the door? And hence, I had the opportunity to say what was happening to me. And I told them what he was doing. So it was such a relief, though, because He was my older brother, and all that respect I had for him, all that love I had for him, I had no idea he was doing something he was not supposed to be doing.
Yeah, and how did the family react to what you had told them?
They told him he was to never come back. Of course, my family used some really obscene language, and they told him he was to never come back, and he did not.
Wow. And then there was a sort of relief on your behalf, right?
Yes, I didn't realize it, but it was a sense of I can be myself. I didn't have to worry about being, if he's around, to make sure and be with the other siblings so he wouldn't get at me, which where at times he would just come over there and take his hand and say, "Come here, Gail," because they called me by my middle name, Abigail.
Yeah.
And he would just hold me by the hand and go walking with me. I remember incidents of him taking me into the bedroom while everyone's in the house. He's acting like he's playing with me or telling me a story or asking me to do little things, and when he got away from eyesight view, he would take me into the bathroom or take me on the bed and do things to me that no child should be experiencing.
Yeah. Wow. And so it continued with him into your teenage years, or was there someone else?
No, he went on for a few years, and as time went by, there were other male friends that would come to the house, and I always thought it was normal because they always interfered with me. I didn't know that they did anything to anyone else. So it just kept going on and on. And
Yeah.
of course, as a child, I didn't know to say no, I don't like what you're doing, or run to the others and say, "Oh, he's doing this too." And not only that, you feel ashamed. You don't know, you're not trying to be disrespectful to your elders.
Yeah.
So it went on for a while, and as a teenager, I just not knowing how to say no. As a matter of fact, I have to give some credit to Oprah Winfrey, because
Uh,
I saw just by chance one of her episodes, and she was saying, "Say no enough, and it'll come out naturally." And I would walk around saying, "No, no, 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 no."
yeah.
And yeah, it really worked. So,
So that helped with it. So when
yes.
did you decide to put the pen to the paper to use what you've been through as therapy
Well,
in the form of a book? Just get it out of your mind, get it into a book.
since I was a teenager, I would write these poems. Every time anything made me uncomfortable, or I got angry about anything, I would write about it. And some of those things were the thoughts of what had taken place with me during the sexually abused cycle.
Yeah.
And I would write the poems. And each time I wrote something, I would happen to go back and look to see what I wrote. And the memory would take me back there, and I would feel this relief just to put it on paper,
Yeah. Yeah.
because I didn't know how to externalize it, how to talk about it. Plus, we didn't believe in psychological help for these things back in the days. So this was my way of letting it out. It was my relief.
Amanda, do you mind sharing a piece of poetry with us?
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
You have 30 seconds.
Okay. I would squeeze my legs together and just as tight shut my eyes and ask for it to be a dream. For all these touches I now despised When daylight comes, they would speak to me as nothing ever happened, mingle with the rest of the family, sit and eat at the same table, but never never a word would I say. I wanted someone to look into my eyes and know my little soul was being broken. I wanted to be saved by anyone. Speak when you are spoken to, I have always been told. This is the time to speak. This little girl who learned she should be seen and not heard is so slowly losing her soul.
My God. And you named it or entitled it I Am.
Yes.
The book is called I Am.
Yes.
How did you come up with the name?
God.
Yeah.
I continually say that publishing these poems is a journey he wanted me to take, because I never imagined I would ever become an author and publish work.
Well, congratulations.
Thank
And
you very much.
Do I see your picture on that wall back there? You got it.
Oh, yes, it's up there. It's up there.
Okay, so you're up there with the other
yes.
group of individuals who are doing great things.
Yes, thank you.
Amanda, thank you so much. Where can we go to grab more information on you and follow you?
You can visit my website, www.i-am-anda.com. You can also follow me on Facebook. I do blogs through my website. And you can also follow me on Instagram. I am Amanda de Geneste.
And the name of the book is?
I Am.
Amanda, thank you so much. May God bless you, or continue to bless you, and put a hedge of protection around you and your family.
Thank you. I pray the same for you. Thank you so much for having me and for what you're doing. I love it. Thank you.
Thank you. Amanda de Geneste. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The book is called I Am. You can go there and get it one more time. It's at
www.i-am-anda.com.
All right. We'll take a break right here. We've got more open coming up next.